Hey, how we doing, survivors? Paulsoaresjr here, and welcome back to Spellbound Caves Hardcore Edition Let's Play. Sadly has come to an end. I have completed the Victory Monument, yay me, and it's time to move on to something new and fresh and exciting. But before we do that, I would like to do kind of a post-mortem analysis of this map, at least the my strategy, an overall strategy analysis. And secondly, I would like to burn down the vines. I had a lot of requests to do this. I even had some demands. Burn down those vines. I hate them. Can't see. So I don't really care for demands so much, but this is something I had intended to do. Just didn't want to do it during the game because I liked the vines. I think they look cool. They add to the atmosphere and the mood and the setting. So now that we are done, let's just go get this task complete. We'll clear it right out, take a peek, and it's all done. Boom, boom, boom. Very fun, very fun. So I'm in creative mode, clearly, and I did that with NBT edit. Just went down to the low level.dat file and changed a 0 to a 1, and voila, I can fly and pull stuff out of inventory. Okay, no wool got burned in this process. No wool was hurt in this project. Thank you. In the making of this video. Alright, let's head outside now. So there we go. Look. Looks cool, huh? Yeah. I still like it with the vines. But, oh! Whoa! Fire! Oh, it's behind the glass. Okay, we're good. Alright, let's head down here now. And let's just talk about this map. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But this was my first Vex map. I had not played a Vex map before. I had known about Super Hostile. I knew that they were difficult and quite challenging, and I chose this one because of the survival overtone in underground caves and caverns and cool looking places, because I did see some screenshots on the web on Vex's the thread on the official forums, and it looked cool, and it was the only map at the time that was made for a version 1.0 of Minecraft, so it was the newest map at the time. So that's the reason I chose it. And I really like the whole survival aspect. As you know, if you're a follower of me and have been for a while, that's how I play the game. I'm not into building. Really, I'm not into big builds or redstone. I play this like an adventure game, survival mode. I like being dropped into a wilderness that's dangerous and scary, and I have nothing, and I have to use my wits and my skills to stay alive, and that suits me just fine. So starting here in the cenote was really cool with the ruins here, and I love the whole backstory. It's pretty neat. I love the way Vex designed this map, and it's just it was just perfect to set the whole tone. So anyway, starting out in a situation like that, obviously you want to build. You got to get a shelter up made pretty quickly. Food production going, and tools and weapons. So obviously you need some wood and ways to make that. So I got the shelter up and running pretty quickly. There was plenty of grass over here in the dirt for making the wheat farm, and that was something of a priority of mine. I wanted to get a big stack of bread before I did anything. I was not going to leave this area until I felt comfortable enough and confident enough to survive at least a few encounters with the bad guys inside the cave there and up on that shelf. And it did kind of start out a little slow. It took me a few episodes to get prepared, but once I was prepared, things got a little bit more exciting and action-oriented. And that was it was kind of by design too. I mean, I knew it was going to happen eventually. It just took longer than I think some people had expected. But that's the way it is. I don't do anything rashly in most cases, and that's the way I play. Although I did take a lot of risks later on when I was more comfortable with with diamond enchantments and potions and so forth. I did get a little more risky at times, and made some things interesting. But that was, it was all good. I survived. So anyway, we made these murder holes, my patented murder holes, in order to get some drops from monsters. I was mostly interested in bones and arrows from the skeletons, and I got enough of those to get a nice little production of wheat going and fill my pockets with loaves of bread. So having completed that, it was time to enter the caves of Spellbound. And that was here. So looking back at this, and I haven't gone back through all my videos, and I don't think I'm ever going to do that. At least not anytime soon, because there's a lot of them. And I just don't have the time, but I'll be drawing from memory here. I remember this part being tough, very hard. I think this was probably one of the most challenging sections of the map that I ran into. I think I nearly died here on several occasions. And there's a couple of reasons for that. You know, number one, obviously I didn't have very good gear. I think I had stone swords, stone picks, and very little armor, probably some leather pants at the time, and I don't know what else. Maybe that was it. So I was taking a lot of damage. There's a spawner down there. Ha! What do you know? Are you kidding me? How did I miss these guys? Guess it didn't matter. What the heck? Is that a spider, or is that a silverfish? I can't tell. Guess it didn't matter because I had it well lit anyway. But anyway, so there's that. So this was really the most challenging. Not the most challenging, but it was definitely in the top 3 or 4 most challenging sections, I think, mainly because I just didn't have the proper gear to get through it. And I took the the main fun path here and had to cut my way through the mobs to get down here and get better equipped. Had the enchantment table here, which was quite a boon. Plus there were chests here with a lot of goodies, and a chest over there with some goodies. So then at that point I had I felt a little bit more confident to continue on. So then we were down here, and there was something here that was pretty decent. Maybe another Estonian battle sign. This was a fairly difficult room, but this is how this game goes. The more and better, the more gear that you have, as far as good gear, you start getting into iron and better armor and weapons and tools and potions, then things just get easier. The game itself is not that difficult. Of course, when it's designed to kill you like this with multiple spawners in a small area, then that's going to add some challenge. But if you're properly equipped, then you can handle it in most cases. If you don't panic or make a big make a foolish mistake, and even in some cases, oh hey, look at this spider jockey. But even in those cases, every now and then something untoward's going to happen and you're going to explode. Fortunately, it never really happened to me in this. There were some close calls, but I made it anyway. Okay, you're really close to the water, so you're probably not going to burn for long, but just burn a little. I did not die in a fire, so Vex would like to see you die in a fire. Don't burn the water. So my first piece of wool right here, yay! I don't remember the color, but I was like, oh, what is this weird room with the glass? And oh, there's something in there for me. In fact, I think I get to this point and just said, all right, guys, we'll stop right here. And then I had a whole nother episode. People that are familiar with this map must have been like, oh my god, it's right there! In fact, there are a lot of people familiar with these maps offering all sorts of advice and giving me spoilers and so forth, and it was kind of a bummer. So I was not able to read the comments because of the spoilers, so I didn't get involved as much as I would have liked. But that's just, par for the course. That comes with the territory. You just have to take it with a grain of salt. And let's see, let's go back out here. So this wasn't really that difficult to survive here. And there's a lot of monsters on the edges, but when you're in an open area like this, combat's not that hard. You might trip and fall and get stuck. Monsters might get lucky, but in most cases, the hardest part is when you're in tight quarters, I think, for me anyway, when things drop out of the sky on top of you and just least expected. Alright, so then we came over here. At this point, I had some halfway decent stuff, and the waterfall was coming over the edge. I think I tried going up once or twice, and I failed and kept falling off and taking damage, and things were falling on my head. And that's when I decided to dig through the wall. And I felt like, okay, I can use any technique. I can mine, I can dig, I can do whatever I need to do to finish this map. Vex even says so right in the thread. So I did it. I thought I was pretty clever. I popped out over here, right? Oh, wait a minute. I've got to get back inside. I clogged this up, didn't I, at one point? It's all clogged up, this one. Where's my clog? All right, let's go. Yeah, right there. And I popped out. Oh, here's the clog. Okay, there's the balcony of Bonk. Yeah, look at this, all covered in vines. So this should release water. Yes! Okay, I blocked that off. Whoops. So this was like that, and I popped out over here somewhere. Here's my temporary shelter. Yeah, I came through here. Yeah, so I dug through the walls, avoiding the fun path. And that was kind of a term that I coined. The fun path is something that I started calling the path that Vex really wants you to take. I mean, it's a kind of a linear map in most cases, and there's really one way to go. And I started calling that the fun path. I tried to, well, I definitely avoided the fun path here, but later, as I discovered that avoiding the fun path wasn't nearly as fun for me, and certainly not as fun for the viewer if I continued doing that. Being clever and getting around Vex's fun path, you know, yeah, it's clever and you can survive, but it's not the most entertaining of videos. So I had to kind of balance between entertainment and survival. Playing on hardcore, I mean, obviously I have one life. I don't want to die. I mean, I want to make it. I want to win the map, right? But I have to think about the entertainment value as well. So I had to make compromises at certain points. And I had to take undue risks for the sake of entertainment, excuse me, in order to keep people watching and not complaining about slowness and boring, etc., which I don't usually take to heart. But, you know, it wasn't as fun for me either, going around the fun path. So that's when I started coining, you know, hey, this is the fun path. We're going to take the fun path. And I don't think there were too many occasions where I went around the fun path after that one, because I decided that, well, fun path is fun. So what did we got something over here. I don't think it was wool, but it was like a spawner. We destroyed that. Oh, hold up. Okay, fun now. And then went through here, got a little crazy. I still wasn't sure. I was still kind of feeling out the map and Vex's design standards, principles, or habits, I guess you could say, because I wasn't really sure exactly at this point how he built his maps. And I started getting more familiar and more comfortable with things as time went on, and I got an idea of his methods. His method to his madness. I still haven't figured it out completely, but... Alright, so then we found the Victory Monument, and I set up base number 2. That was cool. And then Blackened Library... Yeah, I think I did Blackened Library next. And again, these were challenging in that I still didn't have the best of gear, but as long as I was cautious, and this goes for anybody, as long as you're cautious, you stick to the edges. I used the Estonian battle sign a lot because it had knockback, and knockback is just awesome. And I didn't want to waste my sword at the time. I certainly didn't have a diamond sword by here. And using this Estonian battle sign preserved whatever sword I had, and that seemed to make sense at the time. So that's why I use the sign so often. Okay, then we got over there, and I got that, and then we got over there, and I got that. So this was kind of hard, with things dropping down and shooting you. It was a little precarious on the edges here. That was scary. Getting this was interesting. I think there was some blaze. Oh yeah, here they are. Yes, so there's a blaze spawner over here somewhere. Blazes are a tough enemy in maps like this where you can get knocked off something, you know. So I made this little bridge, worked my way down here. I don't think I had any ender pearls at that time, which is why I had to make my own way down. Got that piece of wool, was pretty excited. Nearly got knocked off a few times. There was a lot of dark spots over here, and I just wasn't sure if they all contained goodies or not. And I didn't really feel like searching them all. I know there's a lot of hidden stuff in these maps, but once again, getting back to the balancing act between keeping things fresh and exciting for the viewer, and searching every shadow in a map is not going to be fun for anybody. There's also time constraints too that I have on my own. I can only play so much, and I have to kind of condense my play into as much. I've got to get as much excitement into my episodes as I possibly can. So that's why I know I left a lot of goodies here and there, but you know, I got the obvious stuff when I could. But that's, you know, once again, I just wasn't able to get everything. All right, so that's that. Oops. Wow. Couldn't be that bad, could it? All right, let me see. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Let's go back up to the top. I guess we're all the way to the top, right? Okay. And out. Alright, hold on. This tenuous crystals, probably my favorite chamber. I think so. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love the crystals hanging from the ceiling. I love the glow. I just like this. I love the pond, you know, the pool of water here in the center with the glowstone underneath it. Really atmospheric. Just a pretty place, pretty location. Fighting on the edges for me was not that difficult. Again, I can fight in the open. I find that to be, it's easy as long as it's well lit and you don't get snuck up on, right? I mean, it's the surprises that kill. And this one, I didn't get surprised too often. With the Estonian battle sign, it kept things away from you with the knockback. And with the sword block, you can pretty much survive just about anything, you know, when you get to that point with a little bit of armor as well. But anyway, I did really enjoy this particular room. I don't even remember where the wool was. It was over there, right? In that thing? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I found the wool. Might have even been 2 here. I don't know. I don't remember. So this little ride here was always fun. I did like the rail. It was about the only thing I did off camera. Well, that was the biggest project I did off camera. I didn't do a whole lot off camera. That was one of the things. Just to make it easier to get around. I'm like Fred Flintstone. Is that my feet? And then over here, this was a fun map. I had fun attacking all the spawners right here, but I felt like I was fairly well equipped. I had some potions. It was hard, but not impossible, obviously. And but that was fun. I like going in like the Mad Barbarian as long as you have the right gear. So then once we got a hold of this stuff, once I got potions and enchanting, everything became kind of, I'm not going to go as far as saying easy. Certainly the map was never easy, but certainly easier, I guess. Having the potions and enchanted diamonds and so forth, you get to that point and you have an upper hand really against all the mobs. There's just so much stuff in this, really, and it made it fun. It made it fun, and I think having all that stuff made me get a little bit crazier. You know, a lot less cautious, frankly, because I knew I wasn't going to die in a heartbeat. It would be a gradual thing. I would really have to get into some serious trouble and do something completely stupid to die with all that diamond armor, enchanted stuff, and potions. As long as I had it with me, it shouldn't. I shouldn't ever have been surprised and died quickly. You know, I mean, there were some spawners, like particularly in the Nether, there was one with the poisonous spiders that was very hard. That I thought I was going to die a couple of times. There was one where I kind of jumped in and got envenomed, and things were exploding, and there were a whole bunch of bad guys in that one. I think it was this tower over here. I didn't even finish that one, did I? It was so hard. I think it was this one. This is one where I did avoid the fun path, and I popped out the side somewhere. Yeah, right here, right? Was it this one? And I fell on top of them. No, maybe, oh, it was this one. It was this one right here. Yeah. Look at it. I didn't even finish these off. I came from this, and I came through here. So this is one where I avoided the fun path because I just thought it would have been impossible on hardcore. So I came down from there, drank a bunch of potions, killed a bunch of dudes, got the wool, got the girl, rode off into the sunset. So anyway, I'm not going to go through every single map or every section. I think you get the idea. I just did want to say, you know, the whole thing. I think it's important that you guys understand there's a there's definitely a juggling act between keeping things interesting and fun while also trying to stay alive. I mean, you know, the whole point is surviving in hardcore mode and getting the wool while surviving. So, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna do the Waking Up map, which is Vex's latest one. It's for Andy Buchanan's book of the same name, Waking Up, and it's supposed to be not only super hostile, but like extra super ultra hostile. Apparently, it's really, really challenging. So challenging that Vex himself had some major trouble completing it. I don't know if he could, but I guess he had some troubles with it, and he let people know, and it was all caught on video, and something about tears and crying. I don't know. I didn't see the video, but if you have seen that video, then yeah, let me know. It sounds like something I'd like to see, but I will try that one next. We'll see how it goes. What did I get here? Yeah, this again, if you get to a point where there's so much stuff, I had to leave stuff behind. But I know that Vex wanted to get potions and enchanting in, because that was a new thing with 1.0. It was new, and that's why he decided to make this map. You know, according to his discussions. And I have actually, now that I finished this, I've actually gone and watched a little bit of his commentary, his videos. So to go check that out. I'll put a link into his channel, because I'm curious how he made this, and I thought maybe he would discuss that. And I've only seen the first couple so far, but very interesting. His you know, it's his developer commentary, map maker whatever it is. It's the whole Spellbound Caves commentary thing by Vex, and he plays through it, and he's also talking about each map and so forth. It's very interesting, and I think if you enjoyed this series, you probably would enjoy that as well. All right, I think we're done here. And did I say that was going to be a quick video? Yeah, right. All right, I will see you all soon, and don't forget, I'll start up the Waking Up here shortly. And we'll get started right away on another map, and I don't know if I'm going to do that one hardcore. It sounds really difficult, so we'll see. Maybe I'll try hardcore off the bat, and if it doesn't look like it's going to work out for me, then I'll switch. Alright, take care. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed, would always, as always, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel. So thank you very much for that. Alright, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.